And I do believe we're live on YouTube. Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Rayo at almost a quarter after 5 in the afternoon on what turned out to be a very dreary Monday. My goodness, what a difference from what we had over the last couple of days. Here at the home base, 66 degrees on Saturday, 66 degrees on Sundays. Yeah, the Sunday turned out to be glorious with lots of blue sky and bright sun after a very heavy downpour in the early hours of Sunday morning around 6 a.m. Turned out to be a couple of great days, and then look what we got stuck with today. Temperatures were not out of the 30s. It peaked at 39 in Putnam Valley this afternoon, all under rather cloudy gray skies. Looks like the clouds are going to hang with us through much of tonight and on into tomorrow as well. In fact, I'm looking for lots of clouds during the overnight hours tonight. Temperatures will drop into the 20s. Then as we move into Tuesday, I'm thinking that we'll see maybe a little bit of dim sunshine, uh, through that rather overcast sky. These clouds are not entirely opaque. It would not be surprising to me if we saw, vestiges of that waning gibbous moon in the late night hours tonight, shining or trying to shine through that cloud-filled sky we have overhead now. But both the moon late tonight and the sun early tomorrow morning will look like you're looking at it through a jar of mayonnaise. It does not look like we're going to have a very clear condition whatsoever. And in fact, those clouds will only thicken up during the day tomorrow. And then during tomorrow afternoon, I think we're going to see a few scattered light showers from mid to late afternoon, probably ending Tuesday evening. Temps tomorrow will be mostly in the upper 30s. So once again, tomorrow, as was the case today, not getting out of the 30s in many areas. Maybe one or two spots will touch 40, but I think that for the most part, we're looking at, excuse me, another dreary, cloudy, and in some cases, tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, a little wet with some scattered light showers, maybe even some patchy fog around as well. Any clouds, any fog, any showers lingering tomorrow evening will quickly give way to a clearing trend after midnight tomorrow night. Temperatures tomorrow night will be mostly in the 30s. Now, by far and away, the best weather day this week is going to be Wednesday. In fact, I might even call it the pick of the week this week on Wednesday, because Wednesday, I'm looking for a lot of blue sky, a lot of bright sunshine, but moreover, the temperatures. Now, admittedly, they're not going to reach to the levels we had here yesterday or on Saturday, mid 60s or upper 60s. That's, we got spoiled with that. But still, to say that temperatures on Wednesday could reach as high as the lower 50s, that ain't bad. That's not bad for the middle part of January. And that's what we're thinking for Wednesday, along with, again, lots of bright sunshine. Take note of the fact that normally at this time of the year, the temperatures in the lower Hudson Valley range in the afternoon from 35 to 40. So we're talking about on Wednesday, temperatures about 15 degrees above normal for this time of the year. That's great. So let's take full advantage of it. Have anything to do out of doors? You didn't get all those lights down, those Christmas lights down over the weekend. And if you have a chance, Wednesday would be a good day to do that. Now, we're looking for a sharp cold front to move through here Thursday, first thing in the morning. That'll be accompanied by a few showers of rain or even wet snow, because we're going to look for clearing and increasingly windy weather to move in during the midday and afternoon on Thursday, with highs in the mid 40s, still above normal for this time of the year. But colder air, really cold air, is going to start working in after sunset Thursday night on through the overnight hours of Thursday. Temps by Friday morning will be down close to around 20 degrees. Now, that colder air is going to be followed by polar, not Arctic, but polar high pressure building eastward from central Canada into the northern plains, into eastern Canada and the northeastern states on Friday and on into Friday night. And this is going to provide us with a deep layer of cold air. Temperatures on Friday may not get above freezing on Friday. This, despite the fact that it'll be generally fair. We should have a good amount of sunshine on Friday. But again, it's going to be cold with those temperatures hovering right around 30, give or take a degree or two here and there. And now forecast guidance, the computer models that forecasters look at are suggesting that we're going to see what synoptic forecasters, meteorologists refer to as a Miller B type storm developing Saturday night into late Saturday into Saturday night. That would be generally off of the southern New England coastline. Now, at this time, for the weekend, it would appear that most of the precipitation that we're going to see in our area would come from the primary storm. We're going to look at not one but two storms over the weekend. There'll be a primary storm system passing off to our north and west, and there'll be a second storm. That's that Miller B component, as the forecasters refer to, a second storm getting its act together near somewhere along the southern New England coast late on Saturday and into Saturday night. But it looks like right now, the bulk of the precipitation that we're going to see on Saturday is going to come from that primary storm, tracking from the mid-Mississippi Valley Saturday, northeast and upstate New York, and central New England Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now, as we've been talking about, myself and Joe Chiaffi on our Joe and Joe shows, and by the way, we'll do a Joe and Joe, I think, this evening at 7 o'clock on Joe's YouTube channel. So once you bounce off of my channel, head on over to Joe's channel for the Joe and Joe show tonight at 7 o'clock. But as we have been talking about of late, there has not been much in the way of any blocking in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean. The progressive nature of the cold dome of high pressure to be building over our area during Friday and Friday night, then retreating offshore during the day on Saturday. Southerly winds will be developing on Saturday. That will gradually erode the cold air, and there'll be a transition from an initial shot of snow to quite possibly snow mixing with ice and sleet, and maybe even changing to plain rain in some spots. Remember, we're talking about something that's 5 days out, 5 days away. So we can't really talk in terms of any precision or any concise details as to exactly the intensity, how much, where the storm track is going to be exactly relative to our area. We do know it's going to be unsettled on Saturday. We do know it'll probably start with the cold air in place and some snow, but whether or not it changes over to ice or sleet or rain, when it does, if it does, that's all going to be dependent upon the track and the strength. And we'll know a lot better, as I mentioned on Facebook, on my Facebook page. We'll know a lot better about these details, perhaps as early as Wednesday, but more likely not until Thursday at the earliest. So right now, really just an educated guess, aside from just saying that it may be unsettled and it may be stormy here at the start of the weekend on Saturday. So there could be a chance of mixing late Saturday and Saturday night as the primary storm tracks just north and west of our area. Still too early, as I said, for any specific snow accumulation numbers. The interesting fact is that much of the model consensus right now is suggesting we could squeeze out, in terms of liquid precipitation, anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch. That could translate into 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. That could translate into a few inches of snow and then some ice on top, and then maybe a bit of rain. Again, this is all based upon the primary or the first storm system being the main system in our forecast future as it tracks just again to our north and west. We'll see. We'll see if indeed there's a transition and how much we get later in the week. We'll have a much better handle on that as to how much we're going to get. Then on Sunday, the storm is forecast to consolidate. The primary storm, the secondary storm consolidating and deepen to the east of Cape Cod, and then translate into another shot of unseasonably cold air for us for Sunday into Monday, along with the potential for some strong and gusty winds here. What is it? Over the last couple of weeks, the winds have been really revving up, and we've had a number of rather windy days. It looks like we'll have another one here Thursday and another one coming our way on Sunday. And along with that colder air will come another shot again of unseasonable cold for our area for the second half of the weekend on to the start of next week. So in short, winter looks to be getting back in after a lengthy reprieve, or if I may call it an interlude or maybe a winterlude. We'll see how all this pans out as we get toward the latter part of the week. So let's see who's on the chat board. We have Diego Brace. How you doing? Danny Nankumar. How are you, Danny? Dennis, you just with me on Facebook, and now you're back with YouTube. The same for Tim Veltman. He says, "Hi, Joe. I was getting a lot of buffering on the Facebook Live, so I had to give up. My YouTube is running much smoother." Well, that's interesting. Same camera and same microphone on both YouTube and also on Facebook. So I'm not sure why that is, but that's technology for you, right? Let's see. Tim Veltman also says, end of the week high pressure is a real dry air high, or are we going to have moisture in place before the weekend storm gets here? Dry air would end up, eating up some of the thump. And Tim, you bring up a good point. Some of the forecasts up until earlier today were suggesting that we might begin to see snow here late Friday night into early Saturday. Now, the computer models are suggesting we may not see much until later Saturday morning or early Saturday afternoon. That is going to be a cold and dry air mass in place. And you're right. You're absolutely right. We may find initially moisture overriding that cold, dry air, but it's going to have a tough time getting initially down to the surface, what we call virga. So we may lose some of that moisture initially because of the cold, dry air that'll be in place over us from Friday into Saturday. So, and that, again, spells out problems into trying to time out when all of this is going to transpire. Again, up until earlier today, it looked like it might be Friday night. Now, it looks like it may not be until sometime late morning or early afternoon before the snow begins here on Saturday. Again, more details, more concise information as we get closer to the actual event. Wednesday at the earliest, but I think it may not be until sometime later Thursday or Thursday night before we can actually say with some certainty or surety as to what we're going to see at the start of this upcoming weekend. So we have Diego Brasse, we have Bobby Livingsworth. Joe, this coming storm will be arriving late Friday. But Bobby, I just explained the whole thing. I'm not going to explain it again. We'll have a better idea later on in the week as to the exact timing. Tim Veltman said, I just checked the new 18Z GFS, and it has rain making it all the way up to Albany now. Tim, again, we're about 5 days out. That's number one. Number two, I've never been a fan of the intermediate weather models, the 6Z prog, the 18Z prog. The primary runs, the 0Z and the 12 are what I like. 12Z model runs are what I like to look at. These intermediate or in-between runs, I've never really had much faith in them, and especially so this far out. So we'll see. That's interesting, though, that even up your way, it's now suggesting rain for Saturday, or at least some of the precipitation is rain. We'll see. Just give it some time. William Huber, Joe R., I guess it's all about the high if it hangs in longer. But again, William, I just mentioned, there's no blocking. This is going to be a very progressive high pressure system. It's going to build rapidly across the northern tier of the states during the course of this week into our area come Friday into Saturday, and then on it goes out on Saturday late into Sunday, opening the door for the possibility of a warming, possibility of southerly winds, warm air advection. We'll see. We shall see. Just hold on to your horses and we'll have a better handle. Edward Drung, for this storm this weekend, do you think the snow numbers could rise for northern and central Jersey? Too early. Don't ask me that now. We'll know better later as to whether or not northern and central Jersey gets a significant snowfall. Tim says, I just use them as a trendsetter, them being the intermediate models, the 6Z and the 18Z runs. All right, we'll see. We shall see. Again, if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube page, I strongly would ask you to do so. We're going to spruce this page up in the days and weeks to come. You're talking to somebody who is somewhat slow in the modern technology sense of the word, but we will be taking care of things in the days and weeks to come. But in the meantime, get on board, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not already done so, and we will be back on Joe Chiaffi's YouTube channel this evening, this Monday night, 7 o'clock with the Joe and Joe Show. So you tune in, and Joe will add his 2 cents to this, and we'll bat this around a little bit more as we move through the start and beginnings of this week. Again, chance for some showers tomorrow. A beautiful relatively mild mid-January day coming our way on Wednesday. Windy conditions return for Thursday as a sharp cold front moves on by. Cold and dry, but sunny on Friday. And we'll set the stage for some possible active weather at the start of the weekend on Saturday. I want to thank all of you for tuning in this afternoon. We will be back again on Joe Chiaffi's YouTube channel tonight at 7 o'clock. I'll be back again sometime tomorrow. In the meantime, you make it, although it sounds like an oxymoron, a great Monday. What Monday is great? Unless maybe it's your birthday. But anyway, you have a great looking Monday, everybody, and we'll see you again tonight and again tomorrow as well. Have a good one.